Hi, and thanks for joining us. I'm Nikki Duffy from choosingfortoday.com, life coach, property investor, and energy healing facilitator. And I'm here with Ntathu today. And Ntathu, would you like to introduce yourself?
Thank you, Nikki, for inviting me, and I'm glad we overcame those technical hitches. I'm Ntathu. Yeah.
A bit of fun setting up here today.
I know. It's live, it's real and direct. Yeah. I'm Ntathu. I'm a yoga teacher, meditation teacher, an author, and a mum to 3 beautiful daughters. And I teach
Fantastic.
mainly yoga meditation to women over 40, over 50 who have stressed out, reached top of their game, and just need time to care and nurture themselves.
Fantastic. So my first question is about how you started. How did you start? What drew you into this line of work?
Into teaching yoga?
Yes.
Wow. I first got into yoga when I was pregnant with my eldest daughter. She's 26 now. And at the time, I was working as a probation officer for a really busy inner London team, and I was totally stressed out. And the midwife, she was quite concerned about my well-being. So she suggested I take up yoga and breathing exercises. And I'm thinking, I didn't even know what I was talking about. And I was too busy. Anyway. I didn't have any time to do that kind of stuff. Anyway, I was just too busy. So I didn't really do much until we started the antenatal classes. And then that's when I kind of thought, this is really good. It made a difference. That dropped by the side once I got into motherhood. And then my brother passed away and my cousin passed away in 95, 97. And I was really rock bottom, really, really stressed out, really. And I was still working as a probation officer, and my senior, during supervision, she was concerned because my work was just deteriorating. I couldn't cope with work, looking after children, looking after myself, well, not even looking after myself, just trying to keep the show on the road. So she said I had to go, she suggested I had to go for counselling. And it was during the counselling sessions, I was exchanging the counsellor, I couldn't breathe, I couldn't sleep. And he said, breathing exercises. And he said, look within. The happiness you seek lies within, and just start to breathe. And I thought, I didn't know what he was talking about, but I had to do the homework. I did breathing exercises. And that's how it started, really. That's how my journey, learning to breathe.
Wow, that's really powerful. That made me feel quite emotional. That's really powerful. So you discovered something that worked for you at a time when you were like completely stressed out and didn't know where to turn.
Yes.
And then as it had worked so well for you, you then went on to learn about it and train in it, and you teach it now, don't you?
Yes, I do. Yes.
So, just out of interest, what kind of trainings did you then go for, and what was your training journey to get where you are?
Yeah. Okay. So I started going to personal yoga classes with Shola, and then that was great. That was really great. And then
is Shola an individual? I know nothing about yoga. Is she is that an individual person, or is that a type of?
She was a yoga teacher back then. Shola Araya. She does energy healing as well. Yeah, I know. And then I went to India. I did the Shivananda 4 weeks intensive yoga teachers training course. That was excellent. That was just like so amazing. Yeah, we spent 4 weeks totally 24/7 in an ashram, breathing, teaching yoga. Oh, it was life changing. When I came back to England, and I was doing like odd workshops and everything, but I really wanted to bring that sense of calm I gained from yoga. I wanted to bring that into probation, working with young offenders. So I tried doing a few classes, but it wasn't really the thing to do in probation at the time. So
I can imagine that probation is it's a very structured. I'm assuming it's a very structured thing, and like yoga and breathing and that kind of thing is like a bit very different and weird and different. Or that can be a conventional.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so very brave of you to even look into introducing that. Good for you.
because I believed in it so much. And we're working with young offenders. And what we were offering them wasn't, as far as I was concerned, it wasn't as effective as learning how to breathe and just to look after yourself, get some inner strength, inner power. Um, going back to my formal training. Oh yeah, I also trained as a polarity therapist. That's like a 2-year course. That's energy healing and body work. And again, that was just like, yeah, I love all this energy healing. I love working with the body. That's for me. If we can learn to listen to our body, that is where the magic for me is. Yeah. So I did that. I've also done oh god, a meditation teachers training course with one of my teachers. And I suppose taking all that together, I resigned from probation in 2004 to teach yoga full time because I just thought I'd reached a stage in my career where it was either progress to senior or just stay at the same level. And it was too stressful. I was no way I was going to go become a senior because that was just too stressful. And just staying where I was, particularly how I felt inside, that kind of like pull, I wasn't doing what I wanted to do. It was more stressful being in probation. So I said, okay, let me resign. My girls are kind of like young enough for me to have this vision to become a millionaire and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, so I've been doing teaching out here since 2004. Yeah.
Wonderful. And when you say out here, where are you located?
Um, I live in Catford, London. So I do lots of, well, it's been a journey, this whole sort of self-employment journey. I've worked in prisons. I've done a lot of community yoga classes, mental health classes, private clients. I go to their homes. I've had, classes in local sports halls, village halls, all over, yeah. But now, in terms of conserving my energy and trying to get a bigger impact, reach more people, I'm really trying to develop like an online presence. So that's especially with the writing as well. So now I'm looking to be more sort of global, international. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So yes, you mentioned you're an author before. Tell us a little about your books.
Okay. Wow. I've got a couple books out. I've recently signed up with TCK Publishers, and they've published one of my very first yoga books. This is like, oh my god, it's it's got everything. The first book they published, it's got everything I know, literally, not everything, but like not everything, but a lot of the things I know about yoga. It's in this book, so it's a very kind of like it's a very practical book. It's things you can do at work, at home before you go to bed, things with your partner. So it's yeah, it's like my little Bible, my sort of like yoga Bible. Yeah,
Wonderful.
yeah.
Oh, that sounds really cool. I like the sound of that. And we'll make sure we put some links to find out more about you and your writing and your
Oh,
online presence below or somewhere around the video.
thank you.
So another question I've got for you is when you went into when you were at that cusp of should I stay in the probation service and do a conventional career, or should I go to this yoga teaching woo woo weirder stuff? What did you have any reservations, or did you have anything that was stopping you? What obstacles did you have in the way that you overcame?
Um,
Sorry, that's about three questions in one. I'm sorry.
I did and I didn't. I had this because of what yoga's done in my own life. I had this faith that I'm teaching yoga, the universe will look after me. That kind of like on one level, I really had that belief that I'm doing yoga. It's cool. It's got to work. And also, I think when I made a decision to go to India I went for 6 weeks to do my training. That was really hard because my daughters were very young. They were, I don't know, about under 10. They were still in junior school. And the thought of leaving them with my ex-husband, that was really, how can I be, I'm a bad mother. leaving your kids for 6 weeks, going to India to do your thing. It was like, and I did seek guidance from my mother and my sort of aunts and my friends. And what was really interesting, my mum and all my elder aunts, because they helped to grow me up, they all said, go for it. You've got to do this. I believe you've got to do this. Whereas my dad and kind of like my ex-husband and some of my male friends, they're saying, you can't do that. You can't do that. So it's really interesting how like my mother and her generation of friends, they said, we'll help you, we'll support you. You know, you got to do this. And also my girlfriends that all rallied round. And my dad, my parents live in Grenada. He actually came from Grenada and he came to help my husband look after my daughters.
Wow.
I think having that experience gave me the strength to kind of say, okay, I can leave probation. I spoke to my husband about it, and he had also taken redundancy from his previous job. And the change I saw in him, he was much more relaxed, calmer. And I was thinking, well, if he can do it, okay, he's made redundancy. He had like proper money behind him. So, so it kind of like spurred me thinking, it's either now or never. I must have been about 40 or something. It's one of those things, if I didn't do it then, I wouldn't do it. And I sort of said, if I resign like July, that's the end of school, that's the beginning of school term, I'll be home anyway for the 6-week school holiday, look after the kids. That will save them childcare. And then I'm sure I'll get some work come September. So a bit of a wake-up call. But yeah, it's been a journey. It's been a journey.
Cool. Well, I really appreciate your openness in the way you're sharing. I'm really enjoying hearing your journey unfold, because we've known each other sort of online and here and there for a while, and I've known bits of this, but it's great hearing the fuller details. So thank you for that. Okay, so. Do you have any like business tips that you'd like to share with people who maybe they're thinking about getting into their own holistic business, and you know, what would you say would be your biggest tip?
What's that expression? Hindsight is 20/20 vision or something. I think I would always say, go for your dreams. I'd always say that. Yeah, because of my own journey, and I suppose we've all got our own journeys to follow, I think the sensible thing would be to have at least 3 months, 8 months emergency fund. Have something that takes the pressure of not having to hustle, take any job just to pay the gas bill. That's stressful. Yeah. Again, hindsight, I would say, yes, go for your dream. And I'd also say, make sure you've got support, a really strong supportive network. Women or men who you can turn to. Like we had the money gym, we've had our connections, all those things we've been through. They may not be like yoga, but they've been things which I've been able to tap into to help keep me focused and believing in the dream. Because at the time, the reality and the dream is like two different things sometimes. But it's being with supportive people who also have their dream, their vision, like what you're doing now. It's those things which really help to keep me going and keep me believing, well, she can do it. She's struggling, but she's still going. I can do it.
Okay, well, thank you for that. And what I'm hearing you say is more about know yourself, know how you work better. If you work better without having the stress of having to hustle for every penny, and you know, make sure you've got that finances to back you up. Yes. Make sure you have a supportive network of a peer group.
Yes.
I mean, you mentioned the money gym, which was how we met. It was a wealth building group of women.
Yes.
And I found that very supportive as well. And yes.
Yes.
So know yourself, know how you work best, because one thing I've seen with entrepreneurs is sometimes having that I don't know where the next meal's coming from is a real motivator rather than a demotivator and a stressor. So that's what I'm hearing you say. Know what works for you.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes, yeah. And also, I think that's part of the journey though, because I'm
Mm.
sure when I was thinking about making that decision to resign and become self-employed, I'm sure people said to me, have you got savings? I'm sure I had all that business, have you got a business plan? No. And I'm sure I had all of that. I just didn't listen.
Mm.
I wasn't
Mm.
I wasn't ready to hear that. So
Mm.
yeah, and I think the more we're in this journey, the
Mm.
more you get to know and believe in yourself. So that's part of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Cool. Yes, and sometimes, like you said, sometimes you just got to feel the fear and do it anyway. And it's like not let anything stop you from what works for you, because
Yes.
you figured it out. I've figured it. It's amazing what we can figure out. And yes, when we look back, it's like, well, it might have been better if I had X, Y, Z in place. And yet I'm still here. I'm still doing it, and it's a journey. Yeah,
Yeah. Yes.
very cool.
Yeah.
So we've spoken a little bit about your clients. My next question is about what do you tend to have clients who come to you with a main problem, and how do you fix that, or do people come to you with all sorts of different things?
Okay. I think again, it's that journey. They
Mm.
have a presenting problem, like I'm stressed at work,
Mm.
or things like working in my marriage, or I want to lose weight, I feel frumpy, or I'm recovering from an illness. But underneath it all, and again, this is my journey, my understanding. I think it's that thing about self worth, self love. Underneath all the problems that come to me, ultimately, it is about how much do you love yourself? How much do I love myself? You love yourself. And I think, but people don't sort of come, I don't love myself. They can't sort of say, help me love myself. Do you know what I mean? It's all those layers we've got to unpeel. So normally it's stress release. I'm stressed at work. I've got no time, no energy. I need to look after myself. I'm trying to get pregnant. I had to do a bit of work with women who are trying to relax and become pregnant. Um, so it's all kind of like problems, but ultimately they know that they want to relax. There's something about in the back of their mind, if I can relax and not be so stressed and not take things so seriously, then I might feel a bit better. So yeah.
Okay, cool. And how do you help people? What's the main way that you help people who come to you with these issues?
Again, a part of my journey is facilitating them, because for me, I feel yoga is your own personal journey. Meditation is your own personal journey. And it's about giving people tools and techniques to empower, to support, to encourage you that when the shit hits the fan, or when, yeah, that you have the tools to kind of like pick yourself up. So yes, I can teach you how to do yoga, but it's how do you practice it? Because
Mm.
for me, it's not just a set of exercises or a set of poses. It's like you connecting with the practice, so it becomes your practice. And I can teach you the sun salutation. I can teach you how to breathe. I can teach you, they're all just techniques. Basically, these techniques, yeah, skills. But it's how you interpret and make it part of your everyday way of being. Does that make sense?
Yes, I like it.
Yeah.
I like it because the thing, as with most of our tools and techniques, if you don't do them, they're not going. You're not going to benefit from them. So yes,
Yeah.
incorporating, working out what works for you, and
Yes.
incorporating it in your
Yeah.
life. I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a lot
So
of and a lot of my clients, they say like when they come to want to have like a yoga lesson, that's the only time they come, which I think is great. They also say, but can you find ways in your daily life, even just brushing your teeth, doing a kettle or something, that you can actually bring that sense of off the mat, so that you're on the mat, off the mat kind of thing the whole time. And when people get that, it does. That's when the transformation happens. It's when someone's typed, like this all day on the laptop, they suddenly sit up and breathe. Oh yeah, I remember that in the lesson. For me, that's the practice. That's the transformation. Yes.
Cool, excellent. So my next question is about how people can find out more about you, how they can come to your classes, how they can come to your online stuff, and yeah, how can they connect with you?
Okay, yeah, yeah. And this is my week. This is something I have to learn. So I'm really glad for this interview. Thank you, because this whole thing about support, you're in your limelight, you're doing your thing, and you're helping me to do my thing. Do you know what I mean? That's what I like about when people in their power, standing in their truth, doing their thing, because it helps and support everybody else. So a question, I've got a website, yogainspires.co.uk. If you go there, you can find out about my classes. I've got a list of there of my books. I've also got a freebie. What's it called? I can't remember now what it's called. But
Free stuff, yay!
yeah, it's a free video training, just some very simple breathing exercises you can do anywhere, anytime to help you calm down. And of course, just go on Amazon, just put my name, Ntathu Allen, and my books will come up, and you can just choose to buy a book. Yeah, and then there's the
Sounds good.
Facebook, and mainly Facebook, yeah, and YouTube. Yeah.
Okay, so I'll make sure there's some links down, that people can just click on and go direct to find out more
Thank
about
you.
you. And
Thank
thank you
you.
so much for joining us here today, Natalie. I've really enjoyed it.
Thank you. Thank you, Nikki. Well
Speak
done.
again soon.
Thank
Bye,
you.
everyone.
Take
Thanks for
care.
joining us.
Bye. Take care. Cheers. Bye.